So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by Rob Wharton. He's a guitar player for the band Cognitive, which is a technical death metal band from New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. And we're here to talk about the new album that's coming out, Abhorrence, May 17th on Metal Blade Records. So, first of all, Rob, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I listened to the album, and I have, I listened to the album, so I can ask you about some of the songs on it. We can talk about other stuff from the band. So yeah, the band Cognitive. Yeah, I really enjoyed the album. It's very technical death metal, but there's also a lot of melodies and the guitar. So for you being part of the guitar players, like how did you tackle musically this album different from your previous four records?
Like instrumentally, I didn't think it was approached any differently, more than just like focused on songwriting. Like we were really like trying to just make sure things were a little more cohesive. But we definitely went back to like the first two records too. When we were listening, we were like, we can get back to some of this stuff that we used to do, but like a more mature way.
Yeah. So you guys are going soon on tour to Europe. Tell me about who you're going on tour with.
So we're going over there with Party Cannon for their album release as well. And we're just excited to get back to Europe because it's been like 6 years now, I think, since we've been there, and we can finally get back over there and get it done. And like last time we just went over there by ourselves, played Death Feast, which was nuts, but like now being able to go with Party Cannon. Analepsy was supposed to be on the tour as well, but some stuff happened. They weren't able to do it. But I'm just really excited to get back over there. You can
Yeah,
only
so
tour over here so much.
yeah, no, I bet. So I was watching like videos from you guys on YouTube, and one that struck out to me, I think it was from your previous record, but you had like a playthrough on guitar of a song, and you were doing it in a cemetery.
So it was really funny because like some of the comments, they're like, he's not plugged in. And it's like, yeah, no shit. First of all, no shit.
Of
But
course, not
second
plugged
of
in.
all, they're like, oh, how spooky or scary was it to be in a cemetery? Ew. And I was prepared for that. And the only reason we did it was the whole song's about zombies, the most stereotypical death metal thing you could do. We finally did something like that. And I was like, well, then let's do it in a fucking cemetery where dead people are.
Yeah, yeah, I bet people would be like the cheesy, like, oh, it's in a cemetery. But next time you should do it at an actual funeral home.
Yeah.
That would be, and you could have like a friend of yours like pretending to be in the casket dead, and he can rise up, and that would
That would have
be,
been smart.
yeah, that would get views. Yeah, that would be interesting. But you have a new music video for this one of the singles. It's Abhorrence, which opens the album. So that music video is like a performance music video, but I really enjoyed it. Like I don't know what camera you use, but there's like a lot of flashing. But I didn't get that. Like you could get epileptic seizures by that one in particular.
Well, the guy that worked on it worked his ass off because if you really look, it's not a lot of flashing.
No,
It's chalk scribbles is what it is. He made it
yeah.
all like if you pay attention to us, that it starts going chalk outlines and all. And he like really worked super hard on that day in day out, like tracing us and redrawing it and making all these different scribbles and all. And then it was interesting because the drawings, when the guy draws on the chalkboard and they come alive, that guy actually did the drawings and he had to be the actor because he had to redraw them as it was being filmed so that they could come alive.
Was he a fan of Take on Me?
No, this was all my idea to do it that way. And I do love Take On Me. I think it's one of the greatest music videos of all time. So that's what we tried to do, was like a death metal version of that.
Yeah, people will be like, does it sound like Take on Me? No.
I
It does sound like,
wish.
yeah, it had that effect. Like, so yeah, it's a good album opener. So who do you write part of the lyrics on the album, or is it just the vocalist, or is it like a group effort?
Ironically, I wrote all of the lyrics and the vocal patterns to the song Abhorrence. And there's a couple other songs on the record I helped write patterns, but Shane writes mostly all the lyrics, but that song specifically, I ended up writing all the lyrics and vocal patterns. But our drummer wrote all the guitars for that record except one riff. For that song. And
That's
there's another
interesting.
song on the record where Shane wrote all the guitars.
So, well, it's good. It's a collaborative effort. So, Abhorrence, what's that song about? If you can like elaborate a little bit more on that one.
It's about mental disorders and like I wrote it about like panic attacks and anxiety and synesthesia, just like things within the mind and just like trying to deal with everyday life while having any of these kind of situations going on.
Yeah, we don't. I once had a panic attack like in a fast food restaurant. So yeah, it's not fun.
I have like insane anxiety at all times and well, like manic depression. And so it was kind of like based off of that and being like, okay, I got to go out in the real world every day with it.
Yeah, and I know that. So also, there's some of the songs that you were inspired by video games. Which song and what video game in particular?
Well, the last record had a song called "To Feed the Worms," and that was about Legacy of Kain, which was like a
Mhm.
vampire game. I think I forget the name of the game on this record, but the song's called Containment Breach. I forget the name of the game, but Shane wrote it about that game on there. And then there's a song on the last record called The Mall that was about Halo as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I did play Halo, so that's one that I remember. So right now, you have another single out that's out now that is called "A Pact Unholy." That one's pretty brutal and death metal. So for you guys, when like on the like, what's your take on solos in technical death metal?
I love solos in all music. I think they're sick. I can't play them. Harry obviously plays them, but I only think they need to be there if it fits. I don't think every song needs a solo. You only do it if it should be there and you feel it should be there. So I like anything, too much of anything usually is too much.
Yeah,
Only
and
do it if it feels right.
yeah, something I felt in this record is like even though it's pretty brutal and technical at times, there was a lot of melody to it.
Thank you.
Which I think I'm thinking was that something that you wanted to have, like because you can be extreme but also bring melody into the fold.
It was something for me, like I said, we went back and listened to some of the older stuff we did. And I was like, we got to get back into that, but in a more cohesive, mature way. And I'm glad you said that because like to me the record's very intense, it's heavy, it's fast, but there's a lot of dips and valleys through it where like I think it's unpredictable and there's a lot of cool stuff like you said, melody or dissonance, big like open chord parts that I think like leave room for more emotion and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it works, and it opens up the band maybe for other type of people that that don't necessarily listen to extreme stuff because it makes it more I don't know if it's the word accessible or palpable.
Yeah, no, that's what we were as
Yeah,
we were going through the record. I was like, I think we can do this in a way where like if you don't know who Defeated Sanity is, you might still like it.
yeah. So the artwork for the album, which is pretty cool, I'm gonna show the artwork here. Here it is, the Abhorrence soundtrack, the artwork. So tell me a little bit about what you were trying to convey with the artwork.
You're gonna love this. I've been trying to bring it up in all the interviews.
No
Pedro's
one has
team and
asked.
Lordigan are the guy that did our last record. And we handed him this record. I handed him a couple songs early and just said, yeah, draw whatever you want. We did not give him any direction. And he came up with something like this. And then I was like, can you make it a little more abstract? And I can't draw. So me giving any art direction is hilarious. But I had sent him some examples. I was like, maybe can we go in this direction a little more, which I felt like pushed him for what he normally does.
Mhm.
And it came out, and you can't see the second half of it. There's like more on the backside. It's a
Yeah,
two
I'm
panel.
sure that the full it goes to the back as well because a lot of bands are doing it. Like it's a open. So I'm just getting part of the piece.
Right. But there was no like theme to it. We were looking to just have some really abstract, dark stuff, and we wanted to have red in it because we haven't really had red on any of our album covers.
Yeah, no, it looks cool, and there's like a menacing, imposing creature like in the middle. Like I don't know if it could be like a godlike creature, but yeah, it definitely looks cool.
I
And
wish I had some crazy elaborate story behind it, like some guys would have, and be like, "So I
they're
had this
just draw
framed."
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I just thought it looked cool, dude.
Well, it would have been funny if it would come out like something that would have been like not the very death metal. You'd be like, "What the hell is this?" But no, this is very technical death metal. It looks cool, and I like the red with the other colors. So yeah, it's
We
good that
tried to avoid. We just didn't want to have the big like slam monster on the front or like stuff like that.
yeah, because there's so many things that one can do. But I like the hands. I don't know, but yeah, it definitely looks menacing. It looks cool. So yeah, great artwork to go with the music. So for you, the new album. I know that there's only 2 tracks right now, but is there like any track that hasn't come out that you think like people will be surprised with the
Yeah, there's a couple there. There's As the Light Fades, I feel like has like a big shoegaze part toward the end with like a mega solo. Shane wrote that whole song, not the solos, Harry did, but he wrote, the song structures. There's a song on there called Containment Breach, which has like a big old school slam on there with some gurgles, but then there's like a part in the middle that I think has like some gore guts. There's another song, Rorschach, and it's got a very ulcerate part in the middle that goes right into like a breakdown to me that sounds like something Ion Dissonance or Car Bomb would do. Like I think there's a lot of just different interesting stuff that people, whoa, it's cool.
Yeah. And the vocals, I listened to I heard a few clean vocals also in the mix, which I think give it a good balance. Like especially in technical death metal, like I don't see anything wrong with the singing approach for it. So yeah, great.
I mean, we did it because it felt right and it sounded good.
Yeah, it sounds cool. So for you as a guitar player, like any like guitar players going up that really influenced your style of playing?
Oh, absolutely. The master himself, Terrence Hobbs, Cryptopsy, love him. All Cryptopsy, Chris Donaldson, the old one, John. How do you say his last name? I can't remember how you say his last name or pronounce it right. I'm a big fan of. Oh shit! Oh, the guitar player Martyr.
That's okay. It will come back to you,
He's in
man.
Voivod too. He's in Voivod too. Oh, I can't think of his name, but I love his guitar playing. Chuck Schuldiner, obviously, I love Death. Um, Big fan of Eric Rutan's guitar playing. Frederick Thordendale, Meshuggah, like that stuff changed my life. Um, Candiria is a really special band to me. The guys
Oh
at
yeah, I
Dillinger,
remember them. They're the band that had that they had a very bad like accident in a bus. I remember
yeah,
them.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then they
yeah.
came back a few years ago. Yeah, I remember them.
I love Candiria. Dillinger is a big influence on me as well. Ion Dissonance, Opeth, Between the Buried and Me. I like old Between the Buried and Me when they were a little heavier. But yeah, the Faceless was super special to me when that came out.
Yeah,
And
so
Decapitated, like Fog's a monster. Really writes some interesting stuff.
no, yeah, really, really good stuff. So the album's gonna be out in a few weeks. So you're gonna do a tour. What other plans do you have once the album is out? Like is there a new single coming out, like a third single?
There is going to be one more single when the album comes out. There's going to be one more video. It's a little bit more on the fun side. For the first time in any of our music videos, we had a little bit more fun with it.
Oh, can you give a little like preview of what did you did the music video, or is it like top secret for now?
When's this come out?
Well, I'll put it out sometime like at the beginning of May, maybe next week.
If you're a 90s guy, you'll probably get the joke and love it.
Oh, I'm a very 90s guy.
Okay. Then you'll enjoy it.
Maybe it's like a Beastie Boys video, like a Sabotage.
You're far off the mark, but close at the same time.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah. Mhm.
and then after that, we've got some more tours. We've got one that's going to get announced on Thursday, which is we're taking out Dysentery and Atre Billis for like our album release tour.
Oh,
And then
I talked with Atre Billis. Great guys.
oh yeah, I love that band. I really like their new record too. So that's going to get announced on Thursday, and then our tour with Benighted in Canada in September, and then we got another tour in November that we can't talk about yet.
No, don't worry. So you will be busy. So I'll
Yep.
put the pre-order for the album for people who want to pre-order that. How many vinyl variants do you guys have?
We have two, the gold variants available on the merch store, and then either from the band or if you go to retail stores, we have like a gray see-through with red splatter on it that looks super sick.
Yeah, that sounds, yeah, and it's gonna look like the album cover, so it
Yeah.
makes sense. So Rob, I don't want to take much more of your time. So before I let you go, like for the fans of Cognitive, what would you say before we go?
Just thanks for the support. Keep it up. If you can, tell a friend about us. Pre-order the album, come to a show, and that's pretty much it. Appreciate everyone, man. We wouldn't be where we're at. It's like cliche, but like we wouldn't have gotten to be able to do what we do and see the world without people caring and buying stuff and liking us.
Yeah, it would totally suck if no one bought anything and you went to an empty show. so
Done plenty of empty shows in my life. I'm not above that either.
I think every band has a story of like an empty show, like where they got and they were less people there. So I think it's part of the process. So
you have to. It builds character.
Yeah, it builds character. So Rob, I want to thank you for taking some time of your busy day to chat with me a little bit from the couch here.
It's a nice couch, by the way.
Well,
that's a nice couch.
It's a trick. You're not looking at the whole couch. If you look at the whole couch, you wouldn't say the same thing because I do a trick so it looks nicer. So it's not that nice of a couch.
Oh, so the ones where you spill the spaghetti sauce and the coffee on are on the other side.
I have kids and they don't care. Like
they're ruthless.
They're ruthless. So yeah. So I put an angle so the couch looks nicer. It's a camera trick, if you will.
Thank you for your time. You guys don't get enough praise for taking the time out of your day to do this kind of stuff. So it doesn't go unnoticed or underappreciated.
No problem. So people, the new Cognitive album, Abhorrence, is out on May 17th on Metal Blade Records. I'll put the link so people can pre-order that. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.